I've been selling digital products online for literally decades, and I have generated over $100 million in total revenue for all of my businesses over the years. I've seen every strategy you could possibly think of on how people make profit. And let me tell you that selling a digital product is one of the most profitable ones that you can do. But the question becomes, what is a great digital product idea? What could you possibly make? And when I talk about digital products, I'm talking about things that are not physical, that you can't touch or hold in your hand, but instead are something that someone can access by logging into your website or downloading or accessing through email, any virtual online way that someone could access training, entertainment, help, enlightenment, whatever it might be that they get value out of. You can make money. And the cool thing is, you don't have any costs to deliver that digital product. It's essentially 100% profit that you could put right into your pocket. So today, I'm going to go over 5, that's right, count them, 5 different strategies that you can be building your own digital products so that you too can get some of that digital product profits. So we'll get started on this presentation. This is everything I'm going to be covering with you. And by the way, if you would like to download this, I'll give you the entire deck, plus the links, references, and any information and notes from this broadcast will be available to you totally for free. All I ask is that you subscribe to our free newsletter. So I'll pop a link to that newsletter down below, totally free. Just subscribe. We send out a newsletter once a week, action-packed value that has training and information that'll help you generate more profit with your business. All you got to do is subscribe, and I'll give you this deck, and all the information will be downloadable, and it's 100% free. What do you got to lose? Now on that, let's zoom in and get started, which by the way, this over here, business model number 2 is kind of weird. I bought this on eBay and made millions of dollars with it. We'll talk about that more in a second. And we're going to start out with business model number 5, and that is ebooks. Now, I think everyone's heard of ebooks. You know, it's really just a PDF file in most of the cases. Now, there's also Kindle books that you can get on Amazon and other formats, but basically it's a PDF file. And you can make an ebook with any word processor, whether you have Microsoft Word, whether you have Google Docs, whether you have a free open office program. There's a lot of ways that are free or inexpensive where you can make an ebook and you just save it as a PDF through any of these different programs. And they're really easy to create, but they can have a lot of value because you pack the ebook full of information that helps people solve the problems that they're having and achieve the goals that they have in your market related to your audience. Now let's take a look real quick at this case study. There's a Twitter thread here that I want to take a look at. And in this Twitter thread, they went over about how this ebook right here, Make Bootstrapper's Handbook. This ebook made $499,585. And he says, here's how to write and market your own ebook. And so this is Drew Riley's thread on Twitter, full credit to Drew. He goes into how to actually do it. And the simple thing is, he is repurposing content that he creates in public. So he'll find interviews, he'll find news articles, he'll find things like that, and then he recovers it from his unique perspective and puts it in this ebook. And then turns around and sells it. And that's how he generates all of that profit. The beauty of an ebook is that they are easy to make. Also, there's something that you can sell inexpensively. So I think a lot of people worry about selling expensive products. You can create an ebook and sell it cheaply, which makes it easy to get your first round of customers. The strategy to do it is really quite simple. First, you just do your research. You find out what are the keywords that people are searching for problems that they have, goals they're trying to achieve, things that they need help with. You can use tools like Helium 10 or Answer the Public. I love Answer the Public. It's a great tool that helps you see the questions that people are asking in the search engine. Next, even if you don't have a product, you can throw up a landing page, have a waiting list. Say, hey, I'm about to make a ebook about how to weave baskets underwater. Sign up here to join my waiting list. Okay, and this is while you're building your ebook. Step 3, you write your ebook, and you can use AI to help with that. By the way, I have done training on this channel. So After this video, go check out the other videos on the channel. I've done specific training that help you with this on how do you use AI to create your ebook. And we'll go step by step. How do you do it? Then you sell the ebook to your waiting list. Then you have a customer list. That's actually the most profitable part of all of this, is that when you sell an ebook for inexpensive prices, let's say you sell it for $7. The powerful thing is that person got out their wallet, put their credit card in, and gave you money. Even if it's only $7. And that's called a customer list or a buyer list. And there is nothing more valuable in business than a buyer list who is consuming products from you, because now you can sell them more products and more expensive products over time. And this is a great way to get your business rolling, get started with selling info products or digital products, is with this strategy. So let's move on to business model number 4. Now this is a paid community. I think a lot of people underestimate this business model. And with a paid community, this is something that recently, like Sam Ovens, has made this popular with his platform called School. And then of course, Alex Hormozy, another kind of celebrity marketer, bought an interest in the company and he's been promoting it. And School is all about paid communities. So if you've seen that, that's what this is about. And it's where you sell access to a community where everybody's hanging out and sharing content. And then you also drop content into that community. Think of like a Facebook group as an example. So School is kind of like a cooler, more feature-rich version of a Facebook group, and you can charge access to it to get into that community. Now, the thing I love about this is you can charge a monthly fee. I love recurring monthly revenue. It's a great way to grow a business that is stable and has a lot of future long-term growth potential. And so you can get a customer once, and then they'll pay you over and over again every month to be accessing this community. Also, when your community starts to grow, you can get your own members to create the content in that group. It's quite easy to do, actually. Let's take a look at this little case study here. This is somebody who grew a community, and they're making $500,000 a year. So this one here is, again, Growth in Reverse, courtesy of Growth in Reverse for this case study. I'll link to it, by the way, down below. This is all about how he built this up and created a community that has paid subscribers, is now making a fortune doing it. And you can check out this full, I'll link to that down below. So remember, I'll give you the deck, all the links and everything you need. Just subscribe to our list. Our newsletter will help you with that. So here you can see 1,500 members. They're paying $299 a year, $448,000 a year in recurring automatic revenue. Now I can tell you from personal experience, there's a particular community that I can think of that I've been a member of for I think 2 or 3 years now. I pay them $97 a month. I very rarely access it, actually. I don't use it. Probably maybe once every 2 to 3 months, I log in and get information out of there. But I have been willingly paying $97 every single month because that community is loaded with people that know their stuff. So when I have a question about maybe running Facebook ads, I can go into that community, I can ask the question, and I know I'm going to get an awesome answer. And many times, it's not even the community owner who's going to answer the question. It's one of the other members. But it's such a great community that I'm willing to spend $97 every single month just to have access to it. And so that's what you're ultimately going for, is you create a community around your niche or around the problems that you help people solve. And then initially, you're going to have to put content in. And those can be articles, news. You can repurpose the news and articles from around the web and just reshare it with your audience. Maybe it could be your own insights. It could be a lot of different things, but you're going to share content that might be interesting, useful, problem solving. And then over time, as your community gets bigger, it'll start to run on its own, which is where that's the beautiful part. When the community members are helping each other and they're just happy to be paying to be a part of the community. That's what you're ultimately going for. Let's move on to business model number 3. You hear me talking a lot about this digital product idea here, and that is paid newsletters. So right now I have a free newsletter. It's 100% totally free. But what if you could charge money for it? What if you had a newsletter that had content that was useful enough that people would pay you for it? And that's what our case study here did. So this is Akash, and he grew a newsletter into an $824,000 business by charging people That's $15 a month, $150 a year. They do an annual plan. Okay. He actually runs his newsletter on a platform called Substack. There's a lot of platforms to run newsletter. There's Beehive, there's ConvertKit, there's Substack. There's a lot of choices for where you put your newsletter, but he charges $15 a month. And then he also allows people to upgrade for an annual plan. Here's his subscriber page where people pay, and it's a pretty darn cool strategy. Showed his growth. So you can see he's been working on it for a while. So it's that consistent, steady approach to growing his newsletter and then exponential growth where it just took off. And I think this graph is a story of a lot of businesses. A lot of businesses have this slow, steady growth. And what ends up happening is entrepreneurs quit. They quit over here, right? Not very much growth, probably not any profit, but he kept going. He kept doing it. And he did not quit. A lot of people would quit right there. Some would quit over here, where they would say, wow, I've been doing this now for a year and I'm hardly making anything. I quit. And then look, if you quit before this point right here, where boom, off it went and it grew like crazy. And now he has a massively profitable business. So don't quit in any business model, but particularly here if you're doing this one. Now, one of the other beauties of a paid newsletter is once you get someone paying you, like a community, it's every month. They'll pay you over and over again, like they did with Mcintosh, where he's making money every month predictably. The other beauty of this is an attractive thing to sell as a business. If you work for 12 to 24 months building up a large successful newsletter, you can turn around and flip it, and often cases get millions of dollars, where people will happily come in and buy it and give you millions of dollars to just buy the whole newsletter from you. Now, other thing you can do is leveraging some of the other strategies that you hear me talking about on my channel all the time, like some of the viral contests and tell a friend things, incentivization, some of the traffic strategies that you can use a lot of different strategies in combination with a newsletter. Refer to the channel. There's training on the channel step by step on how to launch your newsletter and get it started. But that is business model number 3. Business model number 2. This is the weird one. So many years ago, I ran across an interesting idea, and that is getting data. And data could be all kinds of things. It could be a directory of vendors. It could be a database of leads. It could be a database of government programs that maybe would pay grant money. It could be a list of all the chiropractors in the country. There's a lot of forms of data and lists. And a lot of people are looking for them. And if you did a little bit of Google keyword research, you would see that there's a lot of people going to Google looking for databases and looking for lists. And again, whether it's leads like for marketing, or it could be other kinds of data. I had an idea for a type of data that I was interested in selling. I guess I'll give you a little bit of inside information. So I was very interested in the market of the whole government money thing, right? So the programs, all the different grant programs and different ways that people can make money from the government. And so I happened to be on eBay, and I found a database that somebody had taken the time to put together, and it had literally millions of records in it. And I bought it on eBay. It cost me a few $1,000s, so I did have to put up some money to do it. And then what I did is I just put up an order form and I charged people to access the database. And that business went on to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. And all I did was sell access to the database that I bought on eBay for a couple grand. I spent a couple $1,000s getting access to the database. I had a technical guy create an order form for me. This is before the days of Shopify and even of WordPress. This is going back quite a long way. And so I paid someone to set up an order form for me. And then as soon as they ordered, they would get access to this database. And they could do searches, like a searchable database. Yeah, it took off. And I made millions and millions of dollars selling data. Another little known fact is I bought a business 2 years ago that does the same thing. It sells leads. It's like it'll sell leads to marketing companies. And it's just a massive database is really what it is. And so this can be really, really powerful. And I think a lot of people who are beginners assume that this is complicated, too technical. And that's why you find vendors and help from others. When I did this, again, this is going back a long time ago. There was no WordPress, there was no Shopify, there was no all these awesome tools you can use today to set up businesses. I had to find an outsourcer, somebody who knew something technical, and hire them and get them to do this for me. Do the same thing. If you can find a type of data that's in demand. Now, here's the beauty of it. The data that I was selling, it's free. It doesn't cost anything. but people were willing to pay me for it. Why? Well, you can go to the government websites. They have programs everywhere. There are programs at the state level. There are programs at the federal level. There's money available from the government everywhere. But you've got to spend a lot of time studying and learning and searching and trying to find it and filter it. And I shortcut all of that by just giving direct access to all of the data. Even though it was freely available data you could get on your own at no charge, they didn't pay me for it because I organized it and I made it simple. So today there's a lot of tools that you can use. If you look up what's called web scraping, you can find out all kinds of ways to pull data and extract data from the internet that you can resell. Also, there are lots of places that will just straight up sell you data like they did to me. Like, I just bought the data. I bought the full database and just charged access to it. Now, again, depending upon your niche, this is something that people are willingly paying money for and happy about it. Okay? There are so many different kinds of data. Like as an example, I know someone who has a database of swipe files, meaning like all he does is copy all of the emails that he gets in his inbox. And he takes his best and most favorite marketing emails and his favorite sales letters and video sales letters. He compiles them together and makes them searchable and lets you have access to it. And he sells it. He sells information that is freely available anywhere. Okay, that's what a swipe file is. Someone gives you like a list of all of successful and popular sales letters and emails that you can borrow and get inspiration from. Sales data, research data. There are companies that charge tens of thousands of dollars to get access to just research reports and graphs and sales data. Market research data, scraping leads off of websites. Like there's an endless amount of different kinds of data that you can package up and sell. It's probably no surprise that my favorite model of all is online courses. And that is something that I'm a huge believer in because it's something that it has an interesting value proposition. You can put an online course on your website and you're sort of like the gatekeeper to that information. And your people will buy access to it. They'll get a login and password. They can log in and then go through a course and consume information that they learn. They get enlightenment, they get value. And there's something about that process that's quite magical in bonding them with you. And so I believe having an online course where you have a login and people have to log in to consume it is the number one digital product idea by far. Now, you can have AI help you make this, and that's essentially what I did. I've launched my flagship product now, is a tool that builds online course businesses for you. That's not the point of this video, but if you're interested in that, you can check it out. It's at pushbutton.ai/demo. It's where you can learn more about that. But it builds your whole business, your entire course business. It builds it for you, launches it, does all the hosting, all the tech stuff, all the marketing stuff, all the writing, videos, audios, emails. It does it all, publishes it, and hands you the keys. So check that out if you're interested. Again, pushbutton.ai/demo. That's where you can check it out. The reason I made that was because I know how powerful this model is. It can be complicated to set up because you need what's called a learning management system. Some of them cost money. There's several learning management systems. You got to pay a good amount of money to have them. Then you have to learn how to install them, set them up, configure them, and be able to charge for your course. So what I wanted to do was make that process easy. And then the next barrier is, what do you put in a course? And AI can help you with that. Whether you use PushButton AI, use my tools, or you can go straight to ChatGPT. And in fact, I have training on this channel that will show you how to make your entire course using ChatGPT. It takes a little bit of time to do, but it's fun and it can come out with a pretty good course. So again, check the channel after this video is over. It'll be step by step and show you how you can make a course with AI. There is a case study here. Here's somebody, this is Matt McGarry, launched a course and made $105,000 in 4 days. That's pretty impressive. So Matt put it up on his Twitter, so you can check that out. Again, we'll put links to that. Download our free newsletter, and we'll give you this at no charge. Give you the links to all the resources, all the case studies, of course, and the slide deck that I used today. So you can see here, I publicly launched my first course. It's the newsletter growth system, and he made $105,000 in revenue. And he goes through step by step his offer, how he sold it, how he did the launch. Pretty good information covered in this Twitter thread. The other thing that I love about online courses is it goes together with almost any kind of business model. So if you have a physical business out in the real world, you can have a digital online course that your customers, whether you give it to them for free as an extra bonus or you charge for it, to be a whole different profit center that you can sell to your customer. Maybe you have an online business. A course is a perfect way to act as a lead magnet to attract customers who will sign up to join your course, whether you're charging them for it or giving it away for free. I truly do believe that every business should have its own course that it offers, either for free or for payment, attached to their business as a marketing and profitability strategy. Now, we have training on this channel to cover how you do these things. So these were the 5 best, most profitable, most awesome digital product ideas. And you'll see again on the channel here, down below, you'll see a subscribe button. Tap that subscribe button because we'll release more content every week teaching you how to build, grow, and make profit from these things. If you're a subscriber, you'll get a notification. You can become part of our community that we are building of entrepreneurs, all helping one another build and grow and launch their businesses. And if you got some value out of today's training, do me a favor, tap that like button. It tells YouTube that this content is worth sharing with others, and I really appreciate it. So that would be awesome. And on that note, we shall see you next time. Bye for now. So for those of you who are not yet a PushButton AI customer, then you need to check this out. And all you need to do is go to pushbutton.ai/demo, pushbutton.ai/demo, and you can get a live one-on-one appointment to get on Zoom and see this powerful technology in action. And with PushButton AI, it will build an entire business from bottom to top. Everything you need, from your domain name to your logo to videos to audio lessons, an entire course that you can sell as your own, a 30-day email sequence that it writes. You can send a daily email for 30 days, all written by AI, and a whole lot more. It writes your sales page. If you're not sure how to write an expert sales page to convince people to buy stuff, it writes it for you. It writes a free report that you can give away to get subscribers to your list. It even creates and writes the opt-in subscription page to get people to subscribe to get the free report. And it goes on and on and on. It even writes your first 10 blog posts for you, and it can do so much more. Social media posts, ads, all of these things are done, and all you have to do is answer a couple of questions and push a button. Now, PushButton AI is not available to the public at the time of recording this video. And the only way to get in is by invite to our behind-the-scenes beta access. And during your live demo, we'll show you the technology. We'll actually work with you to actually map out an entire course that you could sell as your own. We'll outline the course with you together on the one-on-one Zoom call. And then if you so decide, if you're a good fit, you can come in, join our PushButton AI beta program, and be in business with that very course by the next day. Go to pushbutton.ai/demo to figure out if this powerful technology is right for you. You can register there. You'll book an appointment in the calendar. Be sure you show up. Our team will be very excited to meet you and show you how the tech works, outline your new course for you, and hopefully it's a fit and we can work together to launch your next business.